Welcome to Golden Garden Wisdom. Those dark, forgotten corners of your yard are about to become your favorite spaces. Most gardeners assume shade means dull, colorless gardens with few blooming options. Not true. The 11 perennials I'm about to show you will transform the way you see shade. And wait until you see number 11. It's so stunning it will stop your neighbors in their tracks every time they walk by. Make sure you hit subscribe and ring the notification bell because we share game-changing garden tips every week. And drop a comment saying shade transformation if you're ready to turn boring corners into magical garden showcases. With the right plants, shaded areas can become the most colorful, enchanting spots in your yard. Every perennial on this list thrives without direct sunlight and comes back year after year. Let's start with one of my favorites, coral bells. Unlike most plants that shine with flowers, this one dazzles with its foliage. Leaves come in every shade you can imagine: lime green, golden yellow, burgundy, deep purple, smoky silver, and even nearly black. Many have veins, marbled patterns, or metallic finishes that reflect light like natural spotlights. Mix different varieties together, and you'll get designer-level combinations that look professional. And they're not just about leaves. Late spring brings tall stems topped with delicate bell-shaped flowers that attract hummingbirds and pollinators. From early spring to frost, coral bells stay colorful, needing only well-drained soil, some water in hot spells, and occasional cleanup. Perfect for borders, containers, or mixed with hostas and ferns. 2. Japanese painted fern. The silvery showpiece. Forget ordinary green ferns. The Japanese painted fern looks like it was hand-painted with silver, purple, and green brushstrokes. In spring, its fronds unfurl in silvery tones with purple stems, glowing in shaded corners. Through summer and fall, the colors deepen, making them instant focal points. These graceful clumps grow 12 to 18 inches tall, loving moist, rich soil and thriving in deep shade. In fact, they often perform better with less light, low maintenance, and reliable. All they need is consistent moisture, compost once a year, and trimming of old fronds in fall or early spring. Year after year, they return stronger and more beautiful. 3. Astilbe, the feathery cloudmaker. Nicknamed the queen of shade flowers, Astilbe sends up airy plumes of pink, red, white, or lavender that look like colorful clouds floating above the foliage. These blooms last for weeks in summer, and even after they fade, the finely divided leaves keep shady beds textured and interesting. Once planted, Astilbe gets better every year, spreading into larger clumps with minimal care. They thrive in rich, moist soil, so don't let them dry out. Mulching helps keep them healthy. No constant deadheading, no pest problems, no complicated pruning, just effortless beauty. Plant them in clusters under trees or along paths, and you'll turn dark corners into glowing focal points. 4. Lungwort, pulmonaria, the speckled beauty. Don't let the name fool you. Lungwort is stunning, one of the first plants to bloom in spring. Its pink buds open into bright blue flowers, sometimes showing both colors on the same plant. Its large, soft leaves are sprinkled with silver spots, like moonlight painted on green canvas. These shimmering patterns keep shady spots beautiful, long after blooms fade. Lungwort thrives in cool, moist shade and doesn't like to dry out. Mulching keeps it happy. Bonus: deer and rabbits usually ignore it. It's proof that even the dampest, darkest corner of your yard can sparkle with the right plant. 5. Bleeding heart, Dicentra, the romantic classic. Few plants are as enchanting as the bleeding heart. In early spring, arching stems carry rows of heart-shaped blooms with delicate teardrops hanging below. Most are pink, but you'll also find white and golden leaf varieties that glow in shady spots. They prefer cool, moist soil in part to full shade. Since their foliage fades as summer heat rises, pair them with ferns or hostas to keep beds looking full. Beyond beauty, bleeding hearts are often planted as symbols of love, memory, and connection. And every spring, they return faithfully like old friends. Hosta, the foliage foundation. If shade gardens had a backbone, it would be the hosta. Known for bold leaves, they come in endless variations: greens, blues, and striking variegations of cream, lime, and gold. Each spring, shoots unfurl into broad, lush leaves, followed in summer by tall stalks with lavender or white blooms that attract hummingbirds. Hostas are tough, forgiving, and low maintenance. They love moisture but adapt to many soils. Their only nemesis? Slugs. Luckily, thicker leaf types, especially blue hostas, resist damage better. Perfect for borders, pathways, or layered with astilbe and ferns, hostas tie a shade garden together beautifully. 7. Hellebore, the winter rose. Also called the Lenten rose, hellebores bloom when almost nothing else does, late winter to early spring. Their cup-shaped flowers come in white, pink, purple, green, or speckled like painted porcelain. These blooms can last for months, while the evergreen leathery foliage adds structure year-round. They're hardy, deer-resistant, and nearly carefree, thriving in rich soil with partial to full shade. Beyond their beauty, they symbolize endurance and hope, making them perfect for walkways or entry points where you'll see them on cold winter days. Known as false forget-me-not, Brunnera produces clusters of sky blue flowers in spring above large heart-shaped leaves. But the real magic is in the foliage. veined in silver or shimmering entirely silver, it reflects light and brightens even the darkest shade. Unlike many spring bloomers, its foliage stays fresh from spring through fall, making it one of the most reliable contributors to garden beauty. Moist, cool soil keeps it thriving, and once established, it asks for very little care. A true jewel for shaded gardens. 9. Brindot, Japanese anemone, the late-season dancer. Just as most plants begin to fade in late summer, Japanese anemones burst into life. Tall, slender stems hold simple yet elegant blooms in white, pink, or rose, dancing gracefully in the breeze. Tough and long-lived, they slowly spread into generous colonies that return year after year. They thrive in moist, well-drained soil and partial shade. Perfect for the back of borders, they provide airy height and extend color well into autumn, long after other perennials are gone. 10. Toad lily, Tricertus, the orchid surprise. Looking like miniature orchids, toad lilies bloom in late summer through fall, just when gardens need fresh excitement. Their intricate star-shaped flowers are splashed with purple, violet, or white spots, so detailed they'll stop visitors in their tracks. Despite their exotic look, they're hardy, dependable, and return every year in rich, moist soil. Growing 2-3 feet tall, they add vertical drama and extend beauty deep into autumn. They're the conversation piece every shade garden needs. 11. Hydrangea, the shade superstar. Finally, the hydrangea, the undeniable showstopper. Their massive flower clusters bloom for months in shades of white, blue, pink, purple, and lime green. Some even change color as the season progresses. Each type has its own charm. Big leaf hydrangeas with mophead and lacecap blooms. Mountain hydrangeas, compact and delicate. Oak leaf hydrangeas with bold foliage that glows in fall. Panicle hydrangeas with cone-shaped clusters that shift into blush pinks. They thrive in morning sun with afternoon shade, or dappled light all day. With rich soil, steady moisture, and light pruning, they grow into bold statement shrubs that can carry dozens of blooms at once. Hydrangeas don't just fill shade, they crown it. Wrapping it up, these 11 perennials prove that shade gardens are anything but dull. Early bloomers like hellebores and bleeding hearts bring color when winter fades. Foliage champions like hostas, brunera, and coral bells provide structure and vibrance. Summer and fall stars like astilbe, Japanese anemones, toad lilies, and hydrangeas keep the show going until frost. Mix plants with different bloom times and textures. Broad hosta leaves with feathery astilbe, silvery brunera with colorful coral bells, hydrangea backdrops with delicate ferns. The result? Gardens that stay alive, balanced, and magical through every season. Most shade plants love rich, moist, well-drained soil. Improve it with compost or leaf mold, and these perennials will reward you year after year. With the right combinations, your shaded corners can become the most enchanting and unforgettable spots in your entire garden.